So here I am going to share my screen. Can you see the topic? Today we are going to talk about numeric literals. In the last session, I had told you about string literals. But now today we have the topic numeric literals. That is, you can say numeric constant. So what are the numeric literals? Let us talk about that. Numeric literals, you can say numbers, number constant. In that we have three types. Int stands for integer. Float here you can say the decimal values, the values with the point. Complex numbers, the complex numbers are in the form of imaginary number, that is in the form of a plus bj, that you will study in class 11th mathematics. So let us talk one by one about the integer, float and complex. Integer, it is also called int or integers. It may be positive or negative numbers with no decimal point. Remember, in integer, decimal points are not written. Okay, it may be positive number or negative number, but the decimal points are not written. Float, you can say the real floating point values, or you can say the values with the decimal places. So floats represent real numbers and are written with the decimal places with the fractions, you can say, dividing the integer and the fractional part. Complex numbers, these are in the form of a plus bj, where a and b are the floats and j is an imaginary number. Imaginary, that you can say uh, under root minus 1. Okay, under root minus 1, it is an imaginary number in which a is the real part of the number and b is the imaginary part. Okay, a plus bj written, j is imaginary number, so bj you can say it is the imaginary part of the number. Now here we have integer literals or integer constant in details. So an integer constant must have at least one digit and must not contain any decimal point. Remember, this is the rule of integer value or integer constant. It must have at least one digit and must not contain any decimal point. It may contain positive or negative number. That means you can say plus or minus sign. A number with no sign is assumed to be positive. And as in mathematics, you all know, in mathematics also, if no sign is there with the number, that we assume as positive number. And commas cannot appear in an integer constant. Commas are not required in Python. Remember this. In mathematics, we write comma, but here in Python, we do not write commas with the integers. Now here, Python has three types of integers. Okay, decimal integer literals, octal integer literals, and hexadecimal integer literals. So let us talk one by one. First, decimal integer literal. What it does? What it has? An integer literal consisting of a sequence of digits is taken to be decimal integer literal unless it begins with 0. That means you can say the numbers from 0 to 9. All the numbers which come under 0 to 9, they are considered as decimal numbers. And all that numbers are decimal integer literals. It may be positive or it may be negative. Okay, it may go in minus also, like my 0, from 0 then it go minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like this. For instance, here example given like 1234, 41 plus 97 minus 17. These are the examples of decimal integer literals. Octal integer literals, a sequence of digits starting with 0 O. Here 0 O means O means octal. Okay. So here it means digit 0 followed by letter O. Here O stands for octal. And this digit starting with 0O is taken to be an octal integer. Any problem? Any problem to anyone? Do you have any problem?
No, sir.
Let me show you the whiteboard screen, then I tell you. Okay. I am stopping the sharing of screen. Now I am sharing with you the whiteboard screen. Okay. Then in whiteboard, I will explain the integer literals as well as octal and hexadecimal. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes,
Can
Yes,
you all see the
sir.
whiteboard?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Now in the whiteboard, I am writing. Suppose we have the integer literal 14. This is 14 written in decimal. Okay. 14 is written in decimal. Now if you want octal of this number, so octal equivalent will be, what will you do? You have to divide the number by 8. Okay, the base of octal. So then you will find the octal equivalent of 14, decimal 14. So you divide it by 8 and write down the remainder in the right side. Okay, so divide first 8, 1 is 8. Okay, what is the remainder? Remainder is 6. Then again write 8. Now it will not be divided. So what will happen? We take 0 time. 8 zeros are 0 and the remainder came 1. Okay. Now you have to count it from the downside to upside. So downside to upside. If you count downside to upside, so there came 16, 1 6. That means you can say 14 in decimal. 14 in decimal is equivalent to 16 in octal. Okay. 14 in decimal is equivalent to 16 in octal. Understood? Have you all understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any problem to anyone? Is there any problem to anyone? No problem, huh? So that's what I am telling. Decimal integer. 14 is written in decimal, and if you want the octal equivalent of this decimal, so you have to divide that number by the base of octal. What is the base of octal number? 8. The base of octal number is 8. When you divide the decimal number 14 by 8, then the remainder you get 6 first time, and second time you get 1. So the total value when you count from the remainder comes as 1 6. That is counted as 16 or 1 6. So if you say 14 of decimal is equivalent to 16 of octal. Now the same thing if you want in hexadecimal. So what is the hexadecimal? Hexadecimal consists of the digits 0 to 9. From 0 to 9 plus A to F. Okay. A to F. In hexadecimal, okay. Hexadecimal consists of 0 to 9 digits. So if you count 0 to 9, how much comes? 0 to 9, 10 digits come. Okay, total 10 digits. And if you count A to F, from A to F, then you find 6 digits. So 10 plus 6, how much comes? 16. Okay. 10 plus 6 comes 16. That means you can say the base of hexadecimal is 16. Now if you want to convert 14 into 16, base of 16, what will you do? You have to divide 14 by 16. Okay. Divide 14 by 16 and write down the remainder in the right side. So 14 divided by 16, 0 times 16, 0 are 0. What is the remainder? 14. 14 itself is the remainder. Okay. So you can say 14 of decimal is equivalent to 14 of hexadecimal. Okay. 14 of decimal, that is base 10. Base 10 is equivalent to 14 of hexadecimal. Same thing. What is in decimal? The same thing is in hexadecimal also. Okay. But here 14 will not be written directly. It will be written as A to F. A to F means A stands for 10. Okay. B stands for 11. C stands for 12. And D stands for 13. D stands for 13. And E stands for 14. E stands for 14. And F stands for 15. F is the last. Okay. So in place of 14 here, what will be written? There will be written E. What will be written? E. In place of 14, there will be written E. So you can say 14 in decimal is equivalent to E in hexadecimal. 14 in decimal is equivalent to E in hexadecimal. Have you understood?
Sir, I have a problem.
Yeah, any problem? Tell.
Sir, A is equal to 11 or 10?
A is equal to 10. A
Sir,
is
but
equal to 10.
total 16 as yes, sir, 0 to 9, 10.
No, no. You count the digits from 0 to 9. Na? 0 to 9 and A to F. So 0 to 9, how many digits? 10 digits. And then from 10, it starts as A. Okay. 10 is A, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is G, 14 is E, and 15 is F. So total, if you count from 0 to 15, how many digits come? 16 digits you found. If you count from 0 to 15, how many digits you find? 16 digits you find now. And that's what? 16 is the base of hexadecimal number. Is it clear? 16 is the base of hexadecimal number.
Yes, sir.
So now I can say 14 as decimal integer can be written as 16 in octal integer. And the same thing can be written as E in hexadecimal. Okay. Now I'm going to stop sharing this. I'm sharing you with that screen, topic screen. Okay. Now you can see here decimal integer. So here given that like if you have taken 12, so 12 in integer literal can be written as 0 0 14 means 14 in octal. Okay. In the same way, you can write here an octal value can contain only digits 0 to 7. If you count, there will be total 8 values. 8 and 9 are invalid digits in an octal number. If you write 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, these are not the valid numbers of octal number. Okay. In octal number, only 8 digits. That is from 0 to 8. Sorry, 0 to 7. In the same way, in hexadecimal, there are 0 to 15. That you count 0 to 9 digits and A to F as letters. Then we have hexadecimal. Hexadecimal integer, that is, you can say a sequence of digits preceded by 0x, 0x, or you can say 016. So x is the base of hexadecimal, or you can say x is the 16 digits, 16 is the base of hexadecimal. For instance, for example, here given 12 will be written as 0xc, 0xc. See, here C stands for 12, as I told. C stands for 12, and 0x, that is the base of hexadecimal. Further, we have floating point literals. Okay, here are the floating point. We have floating literals are also called real literals, real numbers, you can say real constant, means the constant which has the value in decimal point. Okay, like here you can say 2.0, 17.5, 13 minus 13.0, 0.3, or 7.0. Okay, these are all that real constant, or you can say real literals or floating point literals. Okay, as here given, floating point literal can be written in one of the two forms. That is, first form is called fractional form and second is called exponent form. Okay, what is fractional form? A real literal in fractional form consists of signed or unsigned digits, including a decimal point between digits. For example, 2.0, 17.5, these are fractional form of floating point literal. A real constant in fractional form must have at least one digit with the decimal point, either before or after. Okay, one digit with the decimal point. Like here point is written, so before the point also there should be one digit. It may be 0 also, and after the point also there must be one digit, like 0, 0.1, 0.2. Then fractional form or exponent form. Next is exponent form. Now here example given. Before explaining the exponent form, let me tell the example. Like if you write 7 only, then 7 is not considered as float value. Okay, it is not a float value, it is only integer value. In the same way, if you write plus 17 by 2, this is also not a float value, it is illegal symbol. Slash is an illegal symbol. If you write with comma, then comma is not allowed. Before only I told. And 2 points are also there. So 2 points or 2 decimals are also not allowed. Then the exponent form. Okay, let me explain the exponent form. It has two parts, mantissa and exponent. Okay, I am going to share a whiteboard screen with you. Let me explain on whiteboard. Can you now see the whiteboard? Okay, see the whiteboard? Like here I have written 15 E 01. Do you all know about this number? Okay, let me first share that one and then you'll understand. Look here, like 5.8. If 5.8 is written, so how can you write it in exponent form? To write it in exponent form, what will you do? You will take the power value, means if you take out the multiples of 10, So if you take multiple of 10 from 5.8, what do you get? 10 power 1. And the 5.8 becomes 0.58. Okay. 5.8 becomes 0.58, and the multiple of 10 which you have taken out, that has become 10 power 1. Means it comes same if you multiply 10 power 1 in 0.58, it is equal to 5.8. And now what is written here? 0.58 if written into 10 power 1 is written. So 10 power 1 can be written as E01. E01 stands for exponent. Okay, exponential value. E01 stands for exponential value. Now I think you have understood. Let me share the whiteboard screen. See the whiteboard. Okay, like I have written 15 E01. It means 15 into 10 power 1. 15 into 10 power 1. So it comes equivalent to 150. Okay. It comes equal to 150. Have you understood? Any problem? Is there any problem to any student?
No, sir.
If you write exponent form like 15E01, so it is equivalent to E01 stands for 10 power 1. E01 stands for 10 power 1. If it is written E02, then it comes 10 power 2. Okay. Okay, now here I have written 5.3 or 5.2. 5.2 in into 10 power 3. So what is the equivalent in exponent form? How will you write this in exponent form? It's very easy. Okay. What can you write? You can write 5.2. Sorry. 5.2. You can write 5.2 E03. E03. Okay. 5.2 E03. E03 stands for 10 power 3. E03 stands for 10 power 3. So it is equivalent to 5.2 E03. In this, what is there? 5.2 and E03. So 5.2, this is what? This is, you can say, mantissa. This is mantissa. Okay. 5.2. And this one, E03, if you want to show about E03, so E03 is called as exponent. E03 is exponent. Okay. 5.2 here is considered as mantissa and E03 is considered as exponent. Have you all understood? Now let me come to the
Yes,
topic.
sir.
The topic is here. Okay. The same thing is told here. Okay. You can see here. In this 0.58 E01, where mantissa part is 0.58, which is the part appearing before E, and the exponent part is 1. 1 means the part appearing after E. So also called after E means that is the exponent part. So E01 represents 10 power 1. The rule for writing a real literal in exponent form is, what is the rule? A real constant in exponent form has two parts. First a mantissa and second an exponent. Okay. The mantissa must be either an integer or a proper real constant. And the mantissa is followed by a letter E, where E stands for exponent. and the exponent must be an integer. Now here examples are given. You can see 1.7e. It is wrong example. Okay, because there is no digit after e. The correct example is here, like 152 E05, 1.52 E07, 0.15 E08, 152.E08. So these are correct examples and these are wrong examples. Is it clear? So that is about the integer literal.
One question.
Yeah, any question?
Sir, as you have said that exponent if of one digit, then we can use of e. And if they are of 2 digit or 3 digit, then
What?
exponent of are 2 digit or 3 digit, then
Actually listen, whatever exponent is there, 2 digit, 3 digit, that doesn't matter. Okay, like if you have written E03 or E05, or you can write 1, 2, 3. So that comes as power of 10. Okay, that comes as power of 10. Here you can see the rule here given. The exponent must be an integer. It can be of 1 digit, 2 digit or 3 digit. It doesn't matter. But remember, here as here given, E cannot be blank. E cannot be blank means after E there must be any digit, either 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, have you understood? Any problem? Have you understood?
yes, sir.
So let us proceed. Now we have Boolean literals. Boolean literals means the constant value which have the true and false. The true and false values are called Boolean literals, or you can say Boolean constant. Here true stands for 1 and false stands for 0. Understood? True stands for 1 and false stands for 0. Let me show you this in Python. Okay, I'm opening the Python screen. I'm showing you the Python screen, then you can understand. Let me share the Python screen. Can you all see the Python screen? Are you able to see
Yes,
the Python
sir.
screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now here if you type true, let us see what comes. Oh, sorry. Here if I type bull 0, see what came? What came?
False.
False.
False. You got false, which means the Boolean integer of 0 stands for false. Or if you type bull false, then also you got false. Now you type bull 1, then you'll get true. See here. Here 1 stands for true. Is it clear? Any problem to anyone? So now you can see here. That's what about Boolean literal. A Boolean literal in Python is used to represent one of the two values, two Boolean values. That is 1 true and 0 false. Okay. Another literal is there, that is special literal none. None means no value. If you don't have any value in a variable or in your data, so that can be considered as none. None is also a constant, or you can say special literal. So Python has one special literal called as none. The non-literal is used to indicate absence of value. Absence of value means no value. If there is no value, that means we can use the constant as none. Like here, if you write here in Python, okay, let us write here none. Okay, now let us print A. What did you find? None. That means A does not have any value. In A there is absence of value. Okay.
Sir, but here A is used as literal.
Is a variable. Okay, A is not used as literal. A is a variable, and in A variable, what you have written? In A variable, what you have written? None constant. What you have written? None constant. Okay. In the same way, here you can write A equal to 1. Okay. Then you write bool of A. Now what will you get? A is a variable, but here the value which is assigned to A, that is a constant. That value is a constant. Understood? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. After this, we will have the topic, another topic in the next session. Before leaving the session, let me take the attendance. Let me capture the photo of all the participants. Okay. Don't leave the session. Let me capture the photo.